Hello everyone, so I've decided that in the future I'm going to be doing more model railroading content, so I figured I'd pull some of my trains out of the attic and see what I have, what I'm dealing with, and what I can sell to get newer stuff. So I'm going to be basically testing each piece of equipment I can, and then determining what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to consider selling. And yes, I am selling my CSX 1776 from MTH. I cannot program the thing. And I'm just planning to sell a few other things and get the scale trains version, because why not? Someone else could figure out MTH. So that's already up on eBay. So I have a bunch of boxes of stuff that I brought out. I have three eras that I model. I model the 40s, the 70s, and the modern era. This L&N car seems to be in pretty good shape, so it has plastic wheels, but that can be dealt with later. We're going to be going basically one car at a time. If you guys have been paying attention to my channel, I am a member of the Charleston Area Model Railroad Club, so that's probably where a lot of the actually all my model railroad videos lately were taken there. This is actually going to go in my 60s, 70s era, because the car was built post-war. This tank car rolls very well. I have a feeling I'm going to be keeping all the cars in this box, but I do want to go through them and see if there's anything I need to do with them. Now we have this Western Fruit Express reefer, Western Fruit Express / Great Northern. I just realized I left my screwdrivers at the club. So I'm going to have to use an X-Acto knife as a flathead screwdriver, just for now. Also, I'm not officially announcing it yet, but I may be going to Chicago this year. So if that does happen, I mean, Obviously expect more Metra content, etc. But also I might pick up a few models while I'm there. A lot of this stuff is Midwestern, by the way. So a lot of this stuff I put in the attic just because I had to put it somewhere while I was having work done on the house, and it was also just stuff I had lying around that I wasn't quite ready to use yet right after I moved back to South Carolina. I am 99% sure that this outside frame boxcar is actually just someone's home road. I'll probably repaint it at some point as a maintenance of way car for my own railroad. Pretty sure that's another home road right there, but the car is good on its own. Okay, I have another one of these cars, but it is not ready to run because it needs new trucks. Okay, where am I going to put my... I have an empty drawer over. Yeah, I'm going to have a specific drawer that I put things that I find need to be fixed. On to the next car. We have this URTX refrigerator car, billboard reefer. Those of you who are familiar with the steam era, steam and or transition era, you will be very familiar with that. These billboard reefers used to be very common. You don't really see them anymore because companies got tired of it, because rail cars are sort of in general service for a particular product rather than dedicated to one company. There were a lot of cases where a car with the car advertising one product would be used to haul their competitor's product. And well, when the railroads basically said, you know, we're not going to specifically cater to you and not make money on this car, then the advertisers left. Next up, we have this Lehigh Valley Hopper. This is a heavy car. I believe this is die-cast. Still looks pretty good. But I will put that in the needs work category because the interior of the car isn't exactly great. Next up, we have this Boston and Albany boxcar. For those of you who don't know, Boston and Albany was a New York Central subsidiary. The old Boston and Albany main line nowadays is is owned by CSX and is used for Amtrak's Boston section of the Lakeshore Limited. So the B&A cars is good. Next we have the Santa Fe boxcar. Let me just make sure it has the same number. Yeah, because it has two different slogans on each side of the car. You have the map on one side and an advertisement for the El Capitan on the other. This was common for the Santa Fe. And just railroads back in that era in general loved to advertise their passenger trains to anyone who would listen. Here's actually another Santa Fe boxcar, except this one has the map on one side and an ad for the Super Chief on the other. I've gotten through the first box. I'm starting with these smaller boxes. This is an old Afton Blue box car, so these things are tanks, they last forever. I'm gonna put these back in the box. If you wonder where I get most of my equipment, at this point, I mainly get it at train shows. I haven't bought a whole lot recently because, well, the economy. I would like to get to buy a little bit more stuff. Okay, that's not great. This New York Central boxcar now has to go in the repair bin because the ladder fell off, which was very, very rude of this car. So now we have 3 cars in the repair bin. Next box, this one feels a little bit heavier. This is kind of an unboxing for me because I don't remember everything in here. Honestly, I probably don't even remember half the stuff in here, if that. Okay, we got looks like some more modern stuff. I do a little bit of like maybe 90s, sort of late 20th century sort of stuff. Although a lot of that stuff is borderline modern anyway. So we got this Wisconsin Central boxcar. I apologize for the crappy lighting. I actually have a couple of old belt buckles here from the railroads a while back. One's from Burlington Northern, and one I think is from EMD. Those are gonna stay in here because I just bought those as basically almost like collector's pieces. Next up, we have a chassis system B&O 2-bay covered hopper. This car is in great shape physically, but it needs a repaint. It was kind of sloppily painted by whoever did it last, so at some point I kind of have to repaint it because I just couldn't run something that's not in good shape. Marinette, Tomahawk, and Western Railroad. 50-foot boxcar, that's a short line, I think, in Michigan. Found a smashed plastic coupler in the box. Okay. And that's going straight in the garbage. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I have plenty of freight cars for when we share a layout. Next we have Fruit Growers Express CSX patch refrigerator car. These things used to be very common out there. That's in pretty good shape. Then we have Virginia Central, another short line. I like how this one has the details of the. I can't point right because I'm on the wrong side. Oh yeah, right here. These wheels are basically make it easier to. I believe what those are for is to secure the doors. That's going in the pile of things I eventually plan to bring to the club. Okay. This car I bought without trucks, so when I get some trucks for it, that's going to go in the repair bin for now. A very late era Santa Fe gondola. The thing is, pretty much all this rolling stock I'm happy with, but I need to know what I'm dealing with so I can know what I do want to sell eventually. So that's staying because I run steel mill trains. Then you have this Union Railroad of, I think that says Union Railroad of Oregon. I didn't weather this, unfortunately. I bought that as is at a show. Anything weathered I have right now I bought that way. So that's staying. I also got Burlington Northern boxcar again. Nicely weathered, but whoever I bought this from. Half these cars I don't actually know who made them. I bought them basically used loose at a show. This Illinois Central boxcar, and yes, the IC painted their equipment this sort of boring gray color for a long time, and I believe there's some stuff in a similar scheme at the Illinois Railway Museum. If you're looking for cheap model trains, go to a train show. You will find them good. CSX boxcar from a while back. That's a good enough model. That might be an I can't quite tell, but it might be an exact. No, I don't think that's an exact rail model, but regardless, it is a very good model. Okay, we have GM&L Gondola missing a coupler box. I would buy stuff that's not in perfect shape because I knew I was getting a good deal and I could fix it up for less money than I'd spend on getting a new car. But here's a CSX hopper. Very light, so eventually I need to put a coal load in it. And the last thing to come out of this box is the CSX 2-bay hopper, which I'm going to put in my category of things that I'm going to keep running or things I'm going to run because that paint job is a lot better. So that marks one more box finished. There's one more of this type of box that I have after this. And after that, we're gonna move on to like unwrapping stuff from bubble wrap, and this is all stuff that's been in my attic the last couple of years. I really apologize for my office chair squeaking. It's annoying me just as much as it's probably annoying you. Yeah, it's infuriating, but there's nothing I can really do about it. And I can't really get a new office chair right now. Eventually I might end up selling those belt buckles in there, but I'll have to see what I can do in terms of research to see if I can get anything for those. Next box, this one feels lighter than the last. Got a nice mix of stuff in this one. Piedmont Northern looks like a 36-foot boxcar. This is a very old prototype. Here we got this Illinois Terminal all-door boxcar that I have to reattach the coupler apparently. So that is going in the repair bin. This one's running. This one's gonna run close. All my like best of the best stuff is actually at the club. Trucks for that. I think these are the trucks for that 40-foot Pacific Electric boxcar I have in there. So Rock Island hopper, but it doesn't have it. It doesn't have coupler boxes right now. So. New York Central coal hopper with actually a pretty good coal load. Geez, the movers really were not kind to these cars. This box in particular. So far, I've only gotten two cars out of this box that I'm actually happy with in their current condition that I don't have to fix. It's Burlington boxcar. I'm going to show it to you just because this prototype is very familiar for that 60s, 70s era. This style of boxcar, this is a 40-foot boxcar, like you'd see in the 40s and 50s, except that they took the roof walk off because that stopped being required at the time of the DICC. Another car I have. This is a fairly simple piece. AccuRail Penn Central hopper. This car is really quite simple in its detailing, but if you want a good fleet of cars without breaking the bank, these AccuRail kits are pretty good. These I'm going to put back in this box because they're not going to fit in the other one. Port Huron and Detroit boxcar. That I'm probably going to re-weather just because I'm not happy with the current weathering on it. And what's kind of bought me time is that I don't really have any good power, specifically for my 70s stuff. So the 70s stuff I can kind of hold off on. Next we have this sort of generic maintenance of way boxcar. That's going to go to my railroad when it's fixed. Wait, when I build my railroad, I should say. There's nothing wrong with that car. God, I'm tired. I've been out all day. This is going in the modern era stuff. Kansas City Southern cushion boxcar. It's cushioned because of the type of draft gear it has on the end of the car. It basically features springs in there so that it's less rough on whatever's inside the car. Then we got this GATX tank car. This one is fine apart from the fact that the couplers came off again. Like I said, the movers were not kind to my equipment. We have this Delaware and Hudson coal hopper. So everything I'm putting back in the boxes is fully operational equipment that I could just put in my car tomorrow and take to the club with me. This is going back in the operable category. The B&O composite hopper. These were actually wartime emergency cars. This has a pretty good coal load in it, so that's definitely coming to the club with me. We have another car. This one's a little bit of a later era just because it has the tag on it. RF&P. This one has a good coal load too. So again, into the operable box. And that includes getting stuff out of this particular box. So another pretty heavy box that came out of my attic. This one I marked as non-operable. My attic has squirrels and bugs, so if something comes running out, if some critter comes running out of this box, and I scream all of a sudden, please don't call the police. Okay, this is okay. Yeah, this is gonna be the stuff that I get. This is gonna end up being stuff that I get rid of, mostly. So out of this box, at this point it's just there isn't much salvageable in this particular box. So at this point it's take out what I can and just sell the whole box. I'm able to save these little tractors here because I might be able to detail those in the future and use them as another freight car load. Okay, so this is the ironic part is I feel like I'm only able to save a few things out of this box. This is most of the stuff that was broken by my previous movers. I have a bad track record when it comes to hiring movers. Some of this is even stuff I've tried to sell before. There's a few of these old Athearn passenger cars. Stuff that's in slightly better shape I might be able to sell separately. For quite a long time I've been way too sentimental about stuff that's broken. Some of the stuff, hello Jesper Junction. Some of the stuff in here is positively ancient. I don't really like these Athearn passenger cars anymore because they're not scale length. Okay, the Great Northern cars I'm going to keep. You know what? Actually, I'm going to sell these too because these are the old AHM cars that you can't really open up and put weights or interiors in. They're feather light. So, yeah, there's a few things in here that are probably salvageable, but Other than that, it's probably all just good to sell as basically model railroad junk for parts. The remaining non-scale passenger cars I'm gonna get rid of. Okay, so I'm starting to kind of have okay, so I take back what I said about selling these Great Northern cars. I think these are fixable. Okay, the roof comes off on these. So those are staying. Those are going to be repainted to my own home road colors. All the rest of this. Anything that's not scale length is going on eBay. Anyone likes planes, I found this old American Airlines toy here. I just keep that just like stop to see it. That box is dealt with. After I finish this stream, I'm gonna list all this stuff for all the stuff I want to get rid of for sale. I reckon I maybe get 5. I could probably sell all the Athearn passenger cars as a set and maybe get $5 a piece for them. It's about what they go for. It's about what they go for at train shows. What I'm really hoping for the future of the channel is, as I sell off more stuff that I don't want anymore, I'm going to put that money towards getting new stuff. One thing I really want, like I said, I'm selling my 1776, so if anyone's interested in buying a slightly used MTH CSX 1776, I can send you the eBay link. I'm selling it for $175, which is a pretty good deal given that the original price I paid for it was about $330. I would have listed it for about $225, $250, but it has a little bit of handrail damage on the front end. So I've bumped the price down just to try and sell it. $1776 from Scale Trains is also about $330. So that's about what I'm trying to make with this first round of selling things. I need to clear off my desk. I'm gonna put a tray of these cars that I'm gonna sell. Like I said, those things are ancient. I'm also selling this old F unit because the detailing on this thing is so bad that I don't think it can be saved. It's basically toy grade. And I don't happen to do O gauge, so I'm not really into toy grade stuff. Now we're getting into more stuff, that's still good. And this should be still good. Should have known what I was getting into with that other box. I'd say. So I got a pair of these. These are Rock Island Express reefers. These are the good kind that Walthers made, where the coupler boxes don't fall out. This is old Walthers ready to run. I keep my passenger stuff separate. I'm not quite to the point where I can take a passenger train to the club yet, because I need to get the equipment together. Mainly, I don't have a locomotive. See, the problem I have with model trains is that I'm both a prototype modeler and not a prototype modeler at the same time. So basically, like I buy what catches my fancy, and then after I buy it, I'm like, you know, I can't get this to look right. And I did previously have a bit of an issue with impulse buying, which is how I ended up with that. How I ended up with that MTH thing. Now I'm starting to get into cars that are in better shape. I'm keeping my superliners. I'd like to build a full train. I'd like to build a full train of these. Also, if anyone's got some Kato Amtrak Phase 4B superliners to sell, please hit me up, because I'd like to finish my train. Just gonna be going through most of my Kato stuff. I know this stuff runs good because I've run it before years ago. So got a sightseer lounge, one sleeping car. Another sleeper. Got a dining car. Got a Viewliner 2 baggage car, which is something I sorely needed before I bought it. And that can go with any of my Amtrak stuff. So that's all my superliners for now. If I can just get the friggin' box open. I have this trash container flat car. And if any of you up in the Northeast, you will be familiar with these. Maybe not this exact one. This is perfectly fine, other than the plastic couplers on it. Those need to go, but I don't know why Atlas does that. I don't know why these manufacturers keep selling stuff with plastic couplers when they know that. Look, I mean, they know they're trash, and they know that the first thing you do before you run a model is to replace them with regular metal couplers. So that I very much don't get. But because that sort of fits my because this fits my modern era, I am keeping this. At least Atlas was considerate enough to actually make the box a reasonable size. Some manufacturers really like to make the boxes way bigger than they have any right to do. Walthers. I got another. This is something that definitely goes with my 70s stuff. We have a trailer train, an original trailer train flat car. This is the company that would eventually become TTX. Yeah. I've actually been running similar stuff to this on the club layout using stuff that the club owns. I might actually decide to do a review on some of this equipment once I have everything organized. Because basically all the stuff that's in the boxes is stuff I haven't really run. I have 2 of these trailer train flat cars. They're same car, different number. Just let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing model train reviews. I mean, obviously, I've taken these out of the box before. Just not really run. I just haven't run them. I don't need 2 of it. I don't need 2 of these. We have an unlabeled box here. So we got 2 box cars. I think this is Raritan River. And those of you up in the north, those of you up in Jersey, you're gonna like this car. Here we have a BNSF boxcar, but this is going in the repair bin because the couplers aren't right. Half of the stuff is still packed from when I was moving years ago. This Raritan River car is going straight into the bin of stuff I want to run. The Bowser CSX ballast car. This should be. Okay, so the car looks good overall. Ballast load is Ballast load could be better. It's not the worst I've seen though. This is going in with the. I might just make stuff I might just do a whole category of stuff I'm gonna review. I think that's a style of content I'm gonna start doing. And I'm actually gonna start doing it. I can't really do train reviews live just because it's kind of gonna have to be on the club layout. I don't actually have a layout. More of these. Okay. We got an Athearn 50-foot ice bunker reefer. This is more. I'd say this probably needs passenger trucks installed on it because it's supposed to run with a passenger train. Next thing we got is a Bud Rail diesel car. Proto 1000 made this, and I have run this a grand total of about once. well, I haven't run it outside my test track, I should say. The test track is what you're seeing directly in front of me. I got this at a show for $40. You guys will see it in a second. It's Canadian Pacific. Nice and heavy. Okay, yeah, this needs to be run in. I mean, it's a very nice looking car, and I like the Canadian Pacific paint scheme, but I am going to repaint this to my home road, because my home road has already seasoned. Proto 1000 is generally pretty good stuff. I mean, it's not, it's not Rapido, it's not scale trains, it's not gonna just have that insane level of detail. But if you need just a good, solid, reliable locomotive, go for Proto 1000, Proto 2000, or Proto series in general. Another reefer that needs work. Okay, Pennsy passenger reefer that's pretty much ready to run. But I guess any stuff that I have that's not quite new in box, but it's still in the box and in very good shape is probably stuff I'm going to end up reviewing. Next thing I have is this Burlington covered gondola that I built from a kit. Unfortunately, For some reason, the handbrake wheel was missing. So I can still run that. I can still run it, no problem. Most people don't even notice. Most people don't even notice something like the brake wheel. We got something from Campbell. No, wait, that's just a box. That's just a box someone put together just to sell this to me. Chesapeake in Ohio. Chassis System. It's a 60-foot auto parts boxcar with the waffle sides. Okay, so it's actually from Roundhouse. Yeah, this stuff is old, but there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, there's old and well detailed versus old and not well detailed. Let me just put it that way. We have this Athearn Blue Box GM&O hopper. That is in good shape, so I'm going to put that with the operating stuff, but not the review stuff, just because it's so old. This car had to have been produced in maybe the 80s or 90s. There's almost no point reviewing stuff that's that old because it's been around for so long. Next thing we have, and I'm probably going to end up selling this just because it's not very well detailed, is this Bachmann Chicago Streetcar. I just bought this for novelty's sake. He better not be dead. Oh, I see what's going on. It's got dirty wheels. Oh wait, I have a bread boy over here, so this. Okay, yeah. I'll have to take this to the club and see if I can get JMRI to work with it. This is supposed to have DCC and sound. I'm selling it regardless. I just don't want to sell something that's dead. I could probably get maybe $70 out of this. About what I paid. That's going in the sell pile, but it's something I need to take to the club and deal with it. JMRI. Pennsy baggage car. My Pennsy passenger stuff I'm keeping because I eventually want to run that. Once I can get stuff fixed. Now we're getting into the stuff that's wrapped in bubble wrap. I've got 2 of these. I might sell these along with my yellow Milwaukee Road cars. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just so outside of what I model that there's not really any point. There's not really any point keeping it. Especially I'm kind of short on money for other stuff I actually want to run. This is a Kato Amtrak Heritage baggage car. That I'm keeping because I like my Amtrak stuff. I have the box for that baggage car somewhere. I just don't know where. Also got a few. So I have some of these Walthers Proto Amphitheatres, and I just need a cafe car to go with these to make a full train. Now this I'm just going to put. Athearn DP&I gondola. Keeping that. With my operating stuff. I'm gonna most of my stuff is gonna review. I can only review like I said, I can only review the stuff that's still in the box because otherwise I just don't have the full information. I was wondering where that coil car went. Now, if I were to buy Milwaukee stuff again, at least Milwaukee passenger stuff, I would probably be buying the original, the orange and maroon paint scheme. But anyway, here we have a Tidewater Railroad Athearn coil car. I mean, no, not Atlas coil car. This has a detachable hood. It's nicely weighted too. I think it might even be magnetic. Okay, yeah, this is why I don't take the hoods off my coil cars too much. For a long time, I did wonder what TR stood for. But, oh, no, wait, that's not Tidewater Railroad. That's Tomahawk Railway. I presume that's probably some railroad out west, but don't quote me on it. I'm gonna review this. I'm gonna review this eventually. That's going with the review stuff. Oh yeah, here's my GG1 from IHC. Made in Slovenia. This would have been when Slovenia was still communist. Trying to see if I can find anything about when this was made. I mean, it looks old enough to have been made when Slovenia was communist. Still gonna try and run it. I'm pretty sure I have stuff. I'm pretty sure I have stuff here that was made before the fall of the Iron Curtain. It's a little jumpy. Now, if I could get DCC in this thing, this would be adequate power for my Pennsy passenger stuff. The problem is it has no couplers. I'm probably gonna sell that. I don't even know how you'd install regular knuckle couplers on this. I mean, nothing wrong with European stuff. It's just that this is designed for European couplers, apparently, which I don't have. So I'm not going to put in the work to convert it. Okay, next we have this St. Johnsbury and Lamoille County Railroad. Okay, so it's in Vermont. That is going in with the operating stuff. Oh, there's my Northwestern RS-27 down there. Here you have something for my 70s collection. Athearn Blue Box Open Auto Rack. This is going back in the box just so I can do a little more detailed work on it later. Oh, no, wait, it's not Athearn Blue Box, it's AccuRail, but they do often look similar. The cars, at least. Well, it's a good thing I'm taking stuff out of this big box, because the actual box is dust everywhere. Anyway. The big box that I had these stored in is kind of starting to disintegrate. Mice probably got to it. But my trains themselves seem to be fine, so thankful for that. We have this Athearn Rio Grande boxcar. That's again going in with stuff I am going to review. Definitely when I eventually do get that Scale Trains Gevo, definitely expect a review about that. Ooh, I got a message about 1776. So please excuse me while I'll get that. Okay, he's offered me $100. This is an engine I need to bring to the club. I've run this a couple of times, but not enough to have any impact on the performance of the engine. Proto 2000 limited edition. Chicago Northwestern RS-27. don't know what it is with the sound being weird and everything I'm trying to run here. Here we go. Hello, US Rail fan and 6U. Might have dirty wheels. Hi, thanks for subscribing, Eugene. So we do have dirty wheels. They're not so dirty that it should be obstructing power that much. This older DCC stuff doesn't have keep alive. Before I put it back on the track, just gonna make sure my track's clean. If you ever have problems with your engines seemingly not picking up power, first check the wheels, then check the track. Power pickup issues usually have something to do with either of those causes. Part of it could also be that it just hasn't run in so long. On this engine is Milwaukee Road locomotive. Nice. I have a Milwaukee Little Joe somewhere. I don't think it's with this stuff. Sounds like it just needs some more running in. And I just want to say, if anyone is going to bid on like any of my stuff that I'm selling, if you're going to try and buy some of my stuff, please don't lowball me. Have you ever seen any of the Boeing trains? Oh, the BNSF stuff that carries 737 fuselages? Not in person. I'd like to one of these days, but I haven't really been out west. I have been looking for this RS-27 for a long time. If any of you guys have seen some of my other videos, you guys will know I have a Jeep 7 Northwestern 1518 in HO from Walther's Proto, and I really want to. I'd like to run just a train with just pure Northwestern power, and I might be able to now. The $1 million question is going to be that hill. Is going to be that hill in our layout. Let's see if this is. Can't quite see the coupler on this. Okay, that's going in the repair bin. $45 for a car that the coupler boxes fall off, I don't think is reasonable. And then we have another Penske. And then the last car out of this big box is another Penske baggage car. Oh, yeah, I do hear they run through Idaho as well as, I think, Montana, and also, do they run through Montana? I know they run through Washington State as well. Yeah, this big box I have on the floor behind me is basically disintegrating. The review box. Stuff I'm going to review when I can get when I can get a bit of quiet time down at the club. As I said before, I don't actually have a layout of my own. I'm pretty much relying on my local club to pretty much just to be able to run anything up outside of a test track. I even kind of rely on them to have a JMRI connected computer just so I can program my equipment. All this is going to be stuff that I bring over there. starting to grab stuff for my next box, which is going to be the final box of stuff that I deal with. First thing is a Walther's Mainline Conrail. Looks like a 60-foot auto parts boxcar. This is definitely going with the 90s or early 2000s. However, there are still a few unpatched examples of these still running around. So if you see one of these in 1-to-1 scale, count yourself lucky. There isn't a whole lot of Conrail stuff left. Got this Walther's trailer. I also got a Walther's trailer I kind of have to work on. So we got this little trailer right here. This is gonna go in with my TOFC flat cars. The only problem I have with these is the way they designed the tires. I'll have to bring this to the club and glue it. Obviously, this thing is not designed. That trailer is not very well designed. Southern Pacific model, nice. I have some SP stuff too. I don't know if it's in this last box or not. Most of the stuff in this box is actually bubble wrapped rather than in the box, because it's all shows. It's all stuff I bought from shows. Ooh, I remember this car. I'm definitely running this at the club. This is actually something of a local Charleston piece. This is a phosphate boxcar. So it had loading hatches for phosphate in the roof, as you can see here. Phosphate was also traffic out of Florida, but for the Southern, it would have been here in South Carolina. Yeah, this is one that this is a rare car in HO. But this car was produced as part of a special run for a hobby shop in Illinois called Lombard Hobbies. I'm not sponsored by them, and I'm just a happy customer. So I believe this is an air slide hopper. Double check the box to make sure. Yeah, 2,600 cubic foot early air slide hopper. It's a Chicago Northwestern car, but technically lettered for the Chicago Great Western, which was of course taken over by the Northwestern. So yeah, this was an exclusive piece. I don't think they're still selling these now. Oh. Nice, your cousin's from Charleston, South Carolina. I am in the Charleston metro area. If they're also rail fans and the trains at all, tell them about the Charleston Area Model Railroad Club. I'm a member, and a very happy member at that. Here we have definitely 80s, 90s. Southern Pacific Hydra Cushion Boxcar. These would have been pretty common back in that era, but there's still a few of these running around. Not too many, but they do exist. This one is Don't Use the Aquas and stuff. Another thing I'm kind of just generally doing is I'm also rationalizing my collection. Nice, Southern Pacific ran in your hometown. My hometown directly was served by the Southern back in the day, and not too far away we had the Atlantic Coastline and the Seaboard Airlines. Nowadays we have NS and CSX, and CSX runs both the former ACL and SAL. The Seaboard around here is now basically a branch line. One second. Okay, like I said in the beginning of my stream, I was enough of an idiot to leave my screwdrivers at the club, so I'm having to use an X-Acto knife as a screwdriver, as long as it's a flathead screw. But it works well enough. This is a very nicely running car. There's a lot of stuff in here. Okay, we have Athearn Blue Box Reefer, but it's Railway Express Agency. I'm probably going to sell that just because it's not it's missing a coupler box, which I don't want to deal with, and it's got the wrong trucks for passenger service, which is obviously what Railway Express Agency was for. So there's tank car kit that I've never actually finished. I'm probably going to sell that. You've been to Charleston. Well, hope you enjoyed it. I am a native here. I will say, you know, if you're expecting the kind of rail fan you can get in a big city where you can just sit by the tracks for hours and catch a lot of trains, it doesn't really work here. You kind of have to know what's coming and what the best times to be trackside are. Anyway, Erie Lackawanna gray boxcar. There weren't too many of these because anything gray tends to get dirty if not cleaned. Let me just put it this way: anything painted black or white is going to get the dirtiest. Ask anyone who's had a car in those colors. Those things you pretty much have to take through the car wash every day just to make sure they look somewhat decent. CSX auto rack train. That's interesting. Usually CSX doesn't send racks through here. That's usually NS. We got a Santa Fe 40-foot box car with the roof walk removed. I know it may look like it's missing a part, but it's not. This is how these cars actually work. I will say that every once in a while CSX power does end up on the NS auto rack trains just because of NS power breaking down, but it's not an everyday occurrence. We have a Southern boxcar, same type as the previous one, but nicely weathered. Haven't been back in 5 years. Well, I hope you come back eventually, because Charleston's nice. My little tip is try to come here during the spring. Well, sometime around like late April or into May, because you're not dealing with spring break traffic, and it's also before hurricane season. Hurricane season gets everyone from out of town freaked out, but we don't have to get too worried about it. Not to say we get complacent. I would generally say that the weather's kind of favored us the last few years as far as hurricanes go. We haven't gotten hit the last few years. Now, I'm hoping I didn't just jinx it. I would hate to jinx it. I would say that's unfortunate. No, I'd say that's fortunate we haven't gotten hit by a hurricane. Our homeowners insurance rates are lower than they've been for years. A lot of places down here, you also have to have separate flood insurance. For some reason, homeowners insurance doesn't cover floods. Bubble wrap lets just stick to itself. I'm gonna sell that Great Northern boxcar because the car itself is fine. It's just all the grab irons are gone, and I don't feel like dealing with trying to fix that. It's a very finicky little thing. We have a very nicely weathered Union Pacific flat car. Pretty much, like I said before, pretty much all my stuff I bought from shows. One of the nice things about being a smaller channel, at least as of right now when I'm starting my model railroad reviews, is that people are going to have a harder time trying to accuse me of bias. But my only bias is that I like things realistic. It's kind of what most of us try to go for in model railroading, I would say. We have this B&O car that is also going to end up let's just say there's a lot of stuff that's going to be going to the club, that's going to be going with me to the club. Okay, that's bright. A lot of my stuff is old. They can see they can clean when this was made. I think it's probably in the 90s. This I think I'm going to sell just because I'm not really happy with the way the paintwork came out on it. Yeah, I have some B&O stuff. I don't think I have any B&O locomotives, just decent amount of freight cars. Metroid Gallery car. I have a feeling this thing's going to be in rough shape from the movers. I mean, it looks salvageable if I take the roof off. That's what the interior looks like. Someone glue this? Ew. Ouch, this interior is toast. Okay, as much as I like gallery cars, this is going into cell tray. I have a lot of bubble wrap here that I'm going to reuse when I eventually ship some of this stuff after selling. Penn Central boxcar. One thing I like about these Athearn cars is that the grab irons just constantly disappear. That one I'm willing to keep, just because it's nicely weathered enough to distract me from the problems with it. Okay, here's another trailer. This time a New York Central trailer. Yeah, that particular cab car that I had a minute ago, that's an ex-Chicago Northwestern cab car. I like gallery cars and I want it for my railroad, but I might just end up 3D printing them in the future. Because, I mean, Rapido's cars look nice. They are extremely expensive. Actually, I'm going to look that up. I'm going to look at their website and see what they have to say. These websites don't like my VPN. Let's see, gallery cars, yeah, gallery commuter cars. Let's see. Okay, yeah, these things are 120 bucks a piece, and if I want to do my 11 car train, if I get them in sets of, sets of 3, I'm gonna have to get 3 sets. Yeah, the 3 car sets are 350 bucks for each set. So it's 1,400 bucks for an 11 car train, not including the locomotive. So. I'm gonna sell this covered hopper just because my. Actually, no. I'm gonna keep that. I was thinking about selling it because my club has the exact same car and the exact same road number. I don't particularly care about how well preserved this bubble wrap is, because I'm gonna end up reusing. I'm gonna end up shipping it off and stuff. But Northern Pacific boxcar. I mean, I have enough here for my 70s era train. And I want to run at the club. If I can just get enough engines for it. Okay, we got Lehigh Valley hopper with a little chip in the top, but yeah, there's a chip in the side of the car, but it's not really a big deal because real cars get damaged during use. Now that I think about it, I actually do have enough. I actually do have enough power to run my 70s stuff at the club. This tank car is going in the cell bin because it has a broken catwalk. At this point, I just decide anything that doesn't. Just about anything that's too broken for me to fix is gonna end up sold. I still remember back when Scale Train was new. I'm looking on Scale Train's website right now. See how much their double check how much their 1776 is, because it's still in stock. $329. Okay, so I should be able to raise enough money from selling this stuff to get it. This tank car, by the way, is going with my 70s stuff. Okay, so TiO2, I believe that's titanium oxide. I'm no chemist, but that sounds like nasty stuff. This is heavy, so it sounds like a locomotive. It's a steam engine. Oh, it's my L1. My Pepsi L1. That I'm selling. I'm just not happy with it. It's honestly in such a rough shape, but I need to get all the parts. I need to get all the parts together. And I like Penske stuff. If you see me selling my Penske stuff, that's how you know I need to get rid of it. I think we have a gondola here, but this is all still wrapped up from when I moved. Ooh, we got UP gondola with a steel wire load. That, assuming this runs, that's going with my modern stuff for sure. We got this Proto 2000 Penn Central boxcar. I have two of these. Weathered Rock Island covered hopper. This could go in either my transition era or 70s stuff. Detroit Toledo Shoreline 50-foot boxcar. That's going if I sent me stuff. Another gondola. This is a Penske car with a custom scrap load. I'm going to separate the load from the car because actually, you know what, I'm going to keep it together. The other thing I'm going to need to do with some of that money that I make, I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it towards getting some more of those A-line boxes, you know, the ones I'm talking about that you can carry in your bag. Okay, well the tape just ripped off. I guess that solves the problem. I got this Columbus and Greenville boxcar that's definitely modern. Rio Grande 40-foot high cube boxcar. Those were definitely a product of their time. Okay, then we have this Rutland boxcar, which it looks nice, but it has truck-mounted couplers in a way that's nearly impossible to replace. So sell. We got something. Okay, this is another trailer. This time with this time featuring missing wheels. Maybe I might find the wheels in the bottom of the box. Other than listing stuff on eBay, the next thing I'm going to have to do is figure out how to carry all this stuff to the club. Might have to get started. Might have to get started early tomorrow morning. FJG. I think that's something I think that's something Mexican. Basically, all this stuff is. Most of my freight cars are. I intend to use. Okay, this is the tender for the L1. I doubt I don't think I can get more than about maybe $10 for that engine, considering it doesn't run. I think the truck for it is somewhere. Actually, I could probably sell it without the trailing truck, just to. And if I find it, and there, another car with truck mounted couplers, sell. Western Pacific ACF covered hopper. That's going in with the stuff I want to run. Another car with truck mounted couplers that needs to be sold. There's my other Chicago reflection caboose. That I'm keeping, even though it needs to be fixed, just because I want something to run. I want to run this caboose eventually, but it needs new grab irons. And just generally needs grab irons on one end. Something else that's pretty small. Okay, that was close. Okay, here we have just the body of an L&N hopper. This is one of the ones with truck mounted couplers, although that's being sold too because I don't want to sprint. Rock Island hopper. What is with these Rock Island hoppers and losing the couplers on one end? I don't know what this is. This is a pulpwood load. That's going to go in the fixed pile because it needs to be super glued back together. Here we have a Milwaukee snowplow. But it has truck mounted couplers, so. I'm probably going to sell that because of the fact that, well, one, I don't model the North. Two, And mostly I don't model the North and I don't model the Milwaukee. This also has issues that are kind of beyond fixable, but with my skill. Now we're getting into some stuff that's like just the shells. Another just body of a Burlington car. Okay, this is the case where I'm going to sell this even though it matches my era, because I did a terrible job on this. Yeah, specifically did a terrible job weathering this. So that's going to the sell pile. And along with this shell of a U-boat, because at this point I'd rather just buy a new project than continuing to work, trying to make this work. Yeah, I might not sell that tank car kit after all. That's like a little tank car. Use a couple of cars to ooh, Rock Island Jeep. I'm gonna sell this for the pure reason that well, let's see if I can get those. Maybe I can get those handrails to... maybe I can sell this for like $70. Yeah, I'm gonna sell that Rock Island Blue Jeep. I mean, if you want any of this stuff, hit me up. I mean, well, specifically if you want any of the stuff that I don't want. Okay, Old Athearn Blue Box Northwestern Caboose going to sell that purely because the roof walk's broken. These are the locomotives. Might be the chassis of a locomotive. Okay, yeah, I think it might be that. I think it might be the chassis for that chassis unit, maybe. If I'll have to I'll see if it fits. Yeah, this is the unit. Yeah, this is the chassis for it. Well, now I can sell that for now I can sell that for maybe $15. The thing is, I need money. I need money so I can buy what I want. Okay, this is a project and this was a project and a half, so at this point I basically decided that I know that I procrastinate and I never get anything done when it comes to modeling projects, so if I have less projects I need to do because I sold stuff off, then I'm more likely to actually do the ones that I prioritize. I might just fill that one box with brim with stuff I don't want anymore, and then I remember this car. Oh, this has the metal car sides, which is a shame because it's a nice car, but side started falling off and it's just not in great shape. Can't wait until someone buys this thing that's ready to run and then they complain that and then they complain, oh, there's something wrong with it, and I already freaking told you in the description. Sadly, people don't read past headlines. Anyway, back to stuff that actually works, at least for a second. This Katie stock car, that's in the category of things I have that actually generally function. Just another trailer. Excuse me. take this coal load out to use this rear branch hopper to use something else because. I'm gonna sell it with the load just to make it easier to sell. This looks like a perfectly good car. Hello to Def Leppard fan, PS fan, Latina fan. That was. Oh, that's fun. We have a trailer with no wheels. Basically, anything that's not in good enough shape that I can fix it easily, is going straight into the sell pile. The worst stuff I'm gonna just put into one box and sort of sell it as kind of almost a 4 parts box. Okay, here we have a generic maintenance of way camp car, which I know I can run that with the club and Atlantic Coastline SLV 1500. I remember when I tried to get a TR set, it didn't end up working out the way I wanted it to. I am a girl, actually. I just have a masculine voice. May be able to save this switcher. if I'm gonna sell this, I need to make sure that I can say that it at least works. Those wheels are dirty. Dirty enough that it's sparking up my track. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna sell the switcher before it burns my house down. Do not try this at home, kids. Yeah, as much as I like this, I'm not going to be able to get this to work, so. I don't know if I can sell some of this stuff for the same price I got it, and that's fine by me. Hello, U.S. Rail fan. We are most of the way through this box, and trying to reattach the wheels of a New York Central trailer. With these kind of wheels, I hope our HO scale truck drivers have good life insurance. Oh, I see what's going on here. So that needs to be glued. That needs to be glued because the little pin thing that goes into a hole and it doesn't work. It's broken. This Grand Trunk Auto Parts box car, actually. It has a missing coupler box, but that's fixable, and it's a good car. Flat car. Okay, that's a flat car kit that I need to finish. And this is another flat car kit. I don't know if that person who left that message that I deleted is still here, but if they are, I just want to say that I'm on this platform to produce content. I'm not here to be your girlfriend, so quit acting like it. That's not directed towards anyone except for that one person who left that one message that I deleted. It was kind of, not gonna lie, it was kind of sexist, so. Anyway, this Pullman car I am keeping. It's nice and heavy, just the way that a good passenger car should be. The last thing you want is your passenger cars coming flying off on a curve because they're too light and they can't handle the stress. They said this, the box says this is a Santa Fe car, but this is more just a generic Pullman car. Now, these Milwaukee Road cars. These Milwaukee Road cars I am selling because they just don't go with what I'm really doing. Well, actually, I'll sell a couple of them and I'll keep the coach. I'll keep the stuff that stayed around into the Amtrak era. God, this tells me how old I am. These passenger cars from Walthers were $54.98 when they were new. God, that makes me feel old. But actually, you know what? I'm going to sell all of these because none of these survived into the Amtrak era, I don't think. And that takes us to the end of this box. So that I'm going to be ending the stream momentarily, so I can go and list this stuff on eBay. So thanks to everyone who joined, and have a good night.